Jennifer, I'm going to turn it over to you because I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah. You were doing some storm chasing on Friday, February 12th, and drove to Olympia with a plan to stop along Ruston and Tacoma and Alki in West Seattle. But you stopped at Ruston where it was 25 degrees, heavy snow, and a wind chill of 10 degrees, which is absolutely freezing. There was a snow covered parked SUV in the parking lot. And just as you were leaving, a woman in a skirt emerged. You asked if she was okay, and she said she needed a jump start. During the conversation, you learned that the woman was unhomed and living in her car, and was able to get her car restarted. Um, and donations, of course, poured in on the spot, over $650. And you had her follow you to a nearby hotel to make sure she got there safely. And the plan was to have her stay Friday through Sunday. After negotiating the rate, however, he got it from Friday to Tuesday to make sure that she was sheltered through the worst of the cold and snow, and raised enough money to replace her car battery with a Die-Hard battery from Sears, and enough money to fill up her gas tank and get groceries for a week. She is so deeply appreciative of all of you. And she was at an extreme risk of being unhomed in these weather conditions without a way to run her vehicle to stay warm. So these contributions made a huge difference in this woman's life. And just wanted to express the appreciation for that. And just, making a difference for one person. It's, not a, there's so many unhomed people out there, but being able to just make this difference for one person and give them some comfort in a time of need is a huge thing. They're very much appreciative. And we just wanted to be able to share that with you.
Yeah. I don't like tooting my own horn, and I don't take compliments very well. And I will just say that this was a community effort. It was because of all of you. I was there, and for me, that's what it boils down to. There's two things, Jennifer, in this story. There's three things. The first thing is we had gotten out of the car at that point to go. In the hope, actually, I went down to that part of Tacoma and Ruston because typically you could see the lights over on the other side. And I thought, oh, it'll be nice with the hazy snow. This will be some good shots. And it was actually snowing so hard that you were just looking into a black void. There was nothing that you could see on the other side.
Yeah.
And the wind was howling, and I know I was out there for a few minutes, and my capabilities of dealing with cold is the stuff of legend. And I was actually having a hard time holding the camera despite and not be like this, despite the fact, I'm in a hat, I'm in gloves, I'm in a coat, because the wind was just cutting right through me, Jennifer. And I know I started talking about, just like, yeah, it's just, try to imagine being unhomed in this. I'm standing outside for just 5 or 10 minutes with the camera. And then boom. And the second thing then that jumps out to me as a former EMT, Love was in grave danger out there. And if Love had never stepped out of her vehicle was snow covered. It did catch my eye in the parking lot when I saw that it was completely covered in snow and looked like it had been sitting there for a while. My thought was, oh, someone just left their car there, or they decided they didn't want to drive in the snow and they called someone to come pick them up. That was my thought.
Yeah.
Love could have frozen to death had she never opened that door up. I don't know if she really appreciated the degree of danger that she was in that moment. That's the second thing that jumps out at me. And the third thing is y'all are wonderful. You're absolutely amazing. And there are so many people that in that moment, were like, let's do something, let's do something. And I know in the comments, I think some people were like, because I could see it flying in the comments, ask her this and ask her that. And it was her business. I wasn't going to put it on blast and have this conversation with the camera rolling with her. And that's why I did it with her outside with the car closed when we were able to get her car started. Love has a new car battery. She was almost, I could hear the tears in her voice when I was talking to her on the phone today. She has her Sears Die Hard battery that she dreamed of getting. And she said that the car is running much better. I am grateful that the folks at Sears, because of their reputation, didn't attempt to cash ectomy on her and just stuck with a good quality battery for her. And again, she told me that she had enough money left over to buy herself plenty of food and fill up the gas tank on her car. And she is super grateful. I did talk to her, and she volunteered this, that she is unhomed by choice, that she likes the freedom to travel and go to different places and see different things. And she volunteered that. I didn't pry it out of her. I think people at this point kind of know the person that I am. So, Jennifer, thank you for. I know people have been asking. I know the mods were hammering me, and people are asking, and I'm like, I don't want to shine a flashlight on myself on this. So, thank you for shining the flashlight. There's actually a couple of, because this was being streamed and a lot of people saw it. There's actually a couple of media outlets who have reached out to me that want to do a deeper story on this, and I'll have to digest that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. And I know that you hate taking compliments and things, but this was a wonderful thing that you did. It was a wonderful way to gather resources for a person who really needed that, and you shouldn't feel bad or awkward or anything about taking a little bit of credit for the good things that you do, because they come from a good place. It's we talk about altruism all the time. This is altruism at its best. And so you shouldn't feel bad for the little bit of attention that you get from that, because it's coming from a good place. And I know that you'll channel whatever attention you get into more resources for people that deserve them.
Yeah, one thing, because I'm seeing in the comments, we're not talking about Diaz Love. We're talking, that's Diaz Love is they, and Love is their last name. We were talking about a person. Love is the name that they go by. I'll tell you the story because I don't think there's anything in there. Again, also volunteered to me. Goes by the name Love because has a birthmark that is shaped like a heart. And so people call her that because of the birthmark. That's not her name, and I'm going to respect the fact. I know her full name, but I'm going to respect the fact and not share that. But we're not talking about Diaz Love here. Again, thank you everybody for your on-the-spot generosity. It was really amazing. There was an individual, I hope you were watching tonight, because there were over 2,000 comments in our thread. I'm amazed at how many people, totally unrelated to this story, I am amazed at how many people watch me drive a car for 5 hours. I'm stunned at the viewer numbers. I should just go drive around with the camera running more often, apparently. Yes. I get it. I'm driving around in lots of snow and really hairy road conditions, which probably made it more fascinating. Somebody in the comments said that they could potentially get a 30-day housing voucher for Love. Love's hotel room expires tomorrow. Love flat out said that she's fine with that. She likes her nomadic lifestyle. And but on the other side of the coin, if some of you saw her limping in that video on Friday, what she had told me was she had fallen and she's kind of all bruised up on that side. She had slipped in the snow earlier in the day, and she was super grateful for the hotel room because the next day she was, if people have fallen hard, you know this, you've experienced this. She was almost unable to move because she was just so bruised up on that one side. So she was super grateful to have a warm, soft bed and a hot shower. But anyway, whoever you are, we can't find your comment so if you're watching, please PM us or send an email to tips@malcontentment.com. It's right there on the screen.